So I'm just gonna start it off by saying between Avengers Endgame and Game of Thrones, my emotional awareness is like one of these right now. So if I just start bursting out in tears halfway through the video, just don't mind it. There's a sensitive side behind this very crusty, dry and non-moisty exterior. But anyway, before we get started, I'm just gonna let you know that we are doing a wheel giveaway with Clutch Wheels. So if you guys wanna be a part, you can get it entered in by picking up one of these sick t-shirts that is pink because why not, right? And you get entered in to win. You get a free set of Clutch Wheels. We will be doing the giveaway at the end of the month. The description is below, so check out the link if you want to get entered in to win some wheels. Anyway, let's get started. Today we're talking about one of the new kids on the block. Well, new to us kids on the block. A car that a lot of people can't wait to get their hands on, and who knows, some of you guys probably want one too. And it's on this episode of So You Want. So you want to own a Civic Type R, and we're gonna be talking about the new boy. All right, so just because the Type R Civic is new to us, that doesn't mean that it hasn't been around for a while in other parts of the world, because the USA is last place in regards to getting anything cool, it seems like. It all started with the Type R branding, which dates back to the early 1990s. If you're like me, you hear that and you're like, oh, that wasn't so long ago. They're relatively new, right? 1990, not bad. I mean, it's only like ever ago that happened. The Type R brand was made so Honda could have a division that focused on ultimate performance, reduced weight in vehicles, track-oriented parts, and like other just cool shit that you couldn't actually put into like a normal car. So the first Type R to actually come out on the market was the Honda branded NSX Type R in 1992. The NSX Type R was only available in Japan. Shocker there, as this was a new concept and product. The Type R product line was meant to appeal to like an enthusiast market, similar to Toyota's TRD line or Ford Racing for Ford. Honda wanted to jump on the bandwagon as well and offer their own performance line of consumer cars. And the NSX actually did really well, and it wasn't until 1997 that Honda came back with the Type R for the Integra, which actually came to America wearing its Accuair badge instead of the Honda. Now, actually what ended up happening is the first year that Civic Type R was offered was in 1997 at the same time, but it was only available in Japan. And it was beautiful. It was a 3-door hatch. It had a lighter interior because they just didn't want any sound deadening components in it. And they had red seats, race car, a leather Momo steering wheel, and a hand-ported double overhead cam VTEC 1.6-liter engine that produced 162 horsepower at 8,500 RPMs that was paired with a 6-speed transmission, a limit slip differential. Woo! A few years later, the Civic Type R came out with the 7th gen version that wasn't only available in Japan anymore. It had now expanded to the European market and was actually manufactured in Swindon, England. But there were still a few little differences. Japan still wanted to make sure that they were getting the best version, which the JDM version had 212 horsepower versus the EDM had 200. And the JDM version also had the LSD, shorter gearing compared to its European brother, because all of the foreign cool stuff gets made in their area and then they just never share it with anybody until it's like, you can kind of have like the B-level stuff. We're not gonna give you like the ultimate toppings for your pizza. We'll give you like 2 toppings, max, $9.99, take it or leave it. The 8th gen was different from the previous gens because it was actually a 4-door sedan compared to the previous 3-door hatches, but the EDM version was offered as a hatch as well, with 198 horsepower compared to the 222 horsepower that the JDM version made. But both of them did offer a 6-speed manual transmission as well as an LSD. The 9th gen Type R came out in 2015 and was now a 5-door hatch, which is interesting. So the car has progressively gotten thick over the years. Now this was also the first time it was powered by a turbocharged engine that produced 306 horsepower, which is a 100 horsepower jump. They really seem to just get their shit together between the 8th and 9th generation, and now today, here we are because of the 10th generation Type R Civic, which is the one where we finally get it over the pond and in the good old US of A, because guess what? We like cars that are different too. We're not just like, we also enjoy a variety of vehicles. Japan. It was still a 2-liter turbo tuned 4-cylinder that produced 306 horsepower, and this generation had exclusive steering system. It had active damper control, aluminum front control arms, and steering knuckles, as well as 3 different driving modes, including Comfort, Sport, and R. So what should you expect if you want to own or purchase one? Well, it could be one of you lovely people watching this video. One important thing to know is that since it's a Type R in the performance aspect, like there's a lot of people going after these cars. They are pretty highly sought after and valued. So if you plan on keeping a vehicle for a long time and you want the value to stay there, just don't modify it. Just don't do anything to it, because these are one of those cars where you really don't want to do a whole lot to it. And it's gonna be worth the most if you just kind of keep it plain, simple, and under control. But if you're someone that is into modifying the cars and you just want to send it, you definitely can do that, and here are a few common things that people do. People usually complain about the lack of an exhaust note on the car. I mean, it has an odd number of exhaust outlets. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. It's actually the coolest exhaust system to come out of OEM. I'm just giving it crap, because why not? A lot of people end up throwing an intake and exhaust on it, as well as a tune, and the only other thing that a lot of people have a complaint about is that the Type Rs have wheels that are like a bit hefty. They're a little large, a bit bigger in the basket, if you will. Lots of Type R owners are finding themselves getting rid of their 20-inch OEM style wheels for a downsized 19-inch counterpart wheel. You'll find many people keeping the styling of the wheels that they got, but just going with a smaller wheel. It just goes to show you, bigger isn't always better. You'll find most people going to RSR 902s or Titan 7s if you're looking for wheels. Tires, it's everything across the board, but a lot of times we see Hancooks on them, and every once in a while we'll catch a little pair of Michelins. But besides that, a lot of current owners actually love leaving the car alone. It's probably why you see so many Type Rs not heavily modified. It's praised over its competitors for setting records and just being more fun. So it's just a front-wheel drive, crazy fun car that if you enjoy driving, you're probably gonna really enjoy. It's fun, it's powerful, it's fast, it's grippy. It holds the front-wheel drive Nürburgring record of 7 minutes, 43.8 seconds, which is pretty quick, which means buyers are getting a lot of car to actually work with right out of the gate. And since the car is essentially modified from the factory, you don't have to do a ton of work to it. And you don't really have to do anything to make it fun or fast. It's kind of both already. So if someone wants a fast car without having to tinker much with it, this would probably be the car for them. With all the power, I'm sure some of you guys are gonna be wondering, well, like, what about gas mileage? What's the damage, bro? And actually, if there's one thing Honda does pretty well, it would be their gas mileage. 35 miles to the gallon, which is not that bad. So the biggest negative would be the fact that it's probably gonna run you more than any other car that you would really want to jump into in the same competitor market, which is around $35,000 to $40,000, and they don't really seem to be moving around that much right now. With all that being said, there are people that go with aftermarket wheels and a stancy look every once in a while, but it's definitely still a very conservative, overall aggressive track look, because a lot of times with people, they don't really need to do anything. I don't know if you've seen the back end of a Type R, but they're actually pretty mean from the get-go. The fronts are mean from the get-go. The sides are mean from the get-go. The whole car looks like it's just ready to beat you up for no reason. And that's okay. It's okay. Now, that's not to say that the Type R market won't grow over time. It's just right now, there's just not a lot of things that people want to do to the car. But to be fair, there's some people that don't like the styling or the colors, like the bright red seats and the crazy looking angled exterior. But that's just what the Type R body and style has kind of always been about. And so the Type R is just one of those cars where there's not a whole lot of new history on the newest generation, but in terms of how it's been received so far, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to love them. It's a super fun, like, crazy, exciting, angry, aggressive car that you actually don't see a lot of in the newer generation of cars. So it's fun to see that Honda is still staying true to what makes Honda's, community its thing. It's just a cool thing to see Honda do. So if you guys are looking for wheels, tires, suspension, check out fitmentindustries.com. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries, and if you're looking to get a free set of clutch wheels, don't forget we're doing a giveaway. Pick up a t-shirt, description link below. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. We will see you later. Hand movements, peace.